Welcome back to the coverage on a Sunday. Cutie camp tayo. So, Sunday, kaya medyo comfy clothes. Di ba? I don't know, Sunday, parang beach day lang dito sa Philoil. But thank you for watching Ncaa Season 101. Martin Javier with Renzo Navarro. Second offering of our Sunday coverage as we see the quarter scoring here. EAC took the third quarter, 26-21.
Oh, it's been a great game for EAC actually. Talagang maganda yung preparation nila for Letran. Ang ganda ng naging scout nila, especially dun sa first group ng Letran. Kaya for Letran, yung second group, yung talagang maganda yung flow, maganda yung nilalaro.
Ito, nagpapatuloy yan with Jimbo Estrada. Baseline jumper, cutting the lead down to just 2. He's up to 9 points now. The story of that third was the explosion of EJ Castillo, who scored 10 of his 22 points in that third quarter alone. Letran, though, will look to tie the game here. Nat Montecillo has done a phenomenal job at the point, coming off the bench. Deo Guajao against Kinal. They go to Santos. Jimboy off to the right. Nabiyayaan yung Nat Montecillo.
What about Montecillo? He's really doing everything for Letran right now. He's really setting up yung teammates niya. Talagang maganda. Sobrang stable niya lang. And even yung mga ganong opportunities, mga offensive rebounds, sa kanya pa rin napupunta.
The sixth deadlock of the game. And Letran has a chance to take back the lead. Wow. Nagahanap yung Omega. They get it to him. Strength advantage for MDO here. There's a foul on the floor as he was trying to defend that Omega post-up. Ito, tignan natin. Jimboy quickly getting it up. Pero dito sa kabila, off a bad miss. Nat Montecillo tracking it down. Yun yung mga blessing sa ilalim.
It's just the activity of Montecillo. As you see that jumper by Kevin Santos. So it's really this group, this unit, yung nagbigay ng buhay para sa Letran.
That's right. Kevin Santos now in double figures for Letran. Ochago. They swing it back outside. Oftana on the drive. No, but there is a whistle and the foul. 2 shots coming up for Wilmar Oftana as we go back to our courtside reporter for a fourth quarter story. Nandito si Chantal Laude.
Martin and Enzo, better control and tougher defense. This is what Coach Alan Ricardo wants to see from the Letran Knights for this final quarter. They've already put a target on EAC General EJ Castillo. Paalala niya sa koponan, don't hesitate to block his shots and please stop his shooting momentum. Importante rin para sa koponan ang body language, not just for the Knights on court but also for those in the bench dahil malaki raw ang iniaambag ng enerhiya ng bawat isa. Muling paalala ni Coach before the fourth quarter began, watch out for the quick hitters. Yan lang galing sa panig ng Letran. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Chantal. Mamaya, we'll find out how they'll adjust to EJ Castillo when he checks back in. But I want to zoom in on the body language of this group for Letran. They're playing with intensity and with intention, purpose on the court.
Well, for Letran, there's really nothing much to adjust. They just have to take care of the basketball. And yun nga, yung body language, yung energy lang talaga. Yun lang yung kailangan nilang medyo i-correct. Kasi yung first group nila kanina, medyo nakabagsak yung balikat dahil nga they're struggling. Pero itong group na to, mas mataas yung energy.
Tabla tayo. 65 all. Omandak with the basket. So EAC counters. Montecillo. They swing it back outside to Nat. He scans the floor. Montecillo has 5. He pulls the trigger. No good. And they get it back. Wow! No. Rebound pulled down by Kinal. Ito na ang EAC. Omandak Extra pass. Brian Angeles scores the reverse to give EAC the lead back. 6-7 to 65.
And what about the second unit of EAC as well? Sharing the basketball very well. Si Omandak meron ng tira dun eh. Diba? Pero talagang willing siyang i-give up yung bola for a better shot.
Montecillo. Wow, from the top of the key. Masyado malakas. 2 straight misses for Deo Quahao. EAC back in front here. Ochavo. Ochavo waits. Looking for the clear out. He has Kevin Santos. Kinal, quick shot. No. Ochavo tracks it down. He was against Santos in that sequence. 7 on to 24 though. Kinal, the spin move. Ito na, si Montecillo.
Well, that's great defense for Letran in that possession. EAC had multiple chances pero na-cover nilang lahat, and that's great kasi yun yung hinihingi ni Coach Allen from his players.
Chad Gamad robbles home the triple.
And what a time for Gamad to come alive. Badly needed yung mga ganang tira, especially ganito kadikit yung laban natin ngayon, and given na nagsastruggle talaga yung Letran ever since nag-start yung laro, that's a big shot for Gamad.
Big time shot. Igo Kinal still could not buy a basket. He is 0 out of 5 from long distance. Talking about Igo Kinal. Eto, yung panabla nung Omandak. And then the extra pass to the corner. Brian Angeles for the reverse. But for Letran, again, the retaliation came in the form of this Chad Gama triple. 1-point game. Jonathan Manalili is back on the floor for Letran. Manalili comes in with 9 points, 8 points, and 7 assists. Omega underneath.
And yes, you can flex Mark Omega. Talagang Jacob Shanoda is also a tough guy, a strong guy, and it's not easy to dislodge him.
And EJ Castillo. This is going to be on Manalili. Happened in front of our official. Pero ito, they just fed MDO right here. Diba? Barreling his way through.
He looked like a one-man clearing operation.
That's true. Wala. Tapatan na ng puwersa to. A turnover for EAC. And this is what they don't want to happen. Kasi nakuha na ulit nila yung momentum kanina, Renzo.
Well, ito yung hinihingi ni Coach Gerson from his team, no? Na talagang nag-start sila ng maayos, ng maganda, pero they have to maintain it eh. Kailangan tapusin nila, kailangan maging consistent sila.
Manalili. It stays with Letran.
6 seconds on the shot clock.
With 6 on their clock, but you saw Oftana give Manalili some space there, daring him to shoot. Because today Manalili hasn't hit a three-pointer.
Well, I think based on their scouting report, I think yun yung area and yun yung tira na willing silang ibigay para dito kay Titing Manalili.
Kumbaga, they'll just take away his drives and force him to live outside. Shot clock violation. Turnover number 20 for Letran. EAC down by 3 with 3.5 remaining in our ball game. Lucero against Buensalida. Again, quickness advantage for Lucero here. Teo Lucero. Castillo. Bagay had to adjust. Agawan ng bola. Agawan pa rin.
Jump ball. Possession 14 Letran.
So Letran will have it. Eto, Jude Bagay forcing this shot. And he was also forced to adjust by the defense.
But that was a great challenge by Titing Manalili eh. hindi sumuko dun sa play na yun. Libreng-libre na si Bagay pero hinabol niya pa rin.
Gamad lets it fly and knocks down another long bomb.
And I think this is the biggest lead for Letran in this game. And again, what a time for Gamad to really break out. Talagang big shots eh. Big shots galing sa kanya.
Chad Gamad coming alive in the fourth, knocking down 2 big threes off the catch. The Phil Canadian sharpshooter delivers the goods.
And both his shots are contested eh. Heavily contested. He had a hand on his face but still able to make it.
Meron dating, as we see this technical free throw, natawagan ng flop. Itong Letran Knights, EJ connects. Hindi ko alam kung naalala mo si Zach Nichols.
Of course, for Arellano. Oh.
The Phil Canadian gunslinger of Arellano. Yun yung tawag sa kanya because he was the designated shooter.
And yung release ni Zach Nichols, napakabilis. Talagang hindi mo na mahabol. And Zach Nichols is around 6'2", 6'3". So it's really hard to challenge him.
Parang Clay Thompson, ano?
Plus yung guards pa nila noon is Ken Salado, Gio Halalon. So
malilibre at malilibre ka talaga. Because those two guys really attract the defense. 73 to 68. Turnover para sa EAC. You saw an exchange of words between the EAC players. Roque from the corner. Roque underneath. The reposition by June Roque.
And dito magkakaroon ng problema yung EAC. They've played really well first 3 quarters and this is not the time for them to all of a sudden biglang mag-commit ng maraming turnovers and magkaroon ng mga miscue on the defensive end.
They've fallen into a major dry spell. Talking about the EAC Generals. And now we proceed to the final 2 minutes. Jump ball now. It goes back to EAC. They pressure Titing Manalili. The relocation and the reposition by June Roque. What a cut underneath. And the find by MDO. Letran is ahead big, 75-68. Balik sa ating laban. Icebreaker muna tayo. Ayan, Uticam. EAC students watching. Letran students are here as well, enjoying some Sunday Ncaa action. Thank you. And it's turning out to be an exciting finish between EAC and Letran. EAC, 5 puntos pa lang sa fourth quarter, Renzo.
And yun yung maganda for Letran eh. Despite the struggles, despite the turnovers, pagdating kasi sa depensa, madiin din sila eh. Talagang na-contain din nila yung ibang guys, except itong si Castillo, of course. Pero, talagang nandun lang sila sa game. 1 possession, 2 possessions lang yung lamang ng EAC sa kanila the entire game. Kaya, sobrang bilis na makuha yung kalamangan.
But this is far from over. Last 2 minutes. EJ with 23 points today. Rivers drops in. So EAC gets exactly what they wanted after the timeout, which was a quick basket.
And that's a tough look for Castillo. Sobrang sikip na noon. Nakita niya pa si Lucero. And what a great finish for Lucero as well.
Assist number 5 for Castillo. MDO makes the catch. And here's the help. They pressure Omega. Manalili makes his move. Gamad for 3. Kaboom! Chad Gamad with his 3rd triple in the final quarter.
What a great recovery for Letran. Almost a turnover, but still managed to find Gamad on the right corner for that 3-pointer.
Chad Gamad coming up big in the fourth. 3rd 3-point make for Chad Gamad. for a total of 11 points in the game. Such a clutch performer. And that's what you want if you are a Letran player and you're in this Letran team. You're still finding gems at this later stage of the competition.
Well, of course, Gamad is a known shooter, but grabe yung yung tinitira niya ngayon in this game. Talagang clutch, talagang big threes. And what a way for Manalili to find Gamad doon sa right corner na yun.
Jude Bagay taking care of the second free throw, so it's a 7-point game with 72 seconds left. Omega. Oh, naiwanan! Jude Roque with a two-handed put down. And the exclamation point for the Letran Knights. EAC in trouble. They fell asleep defensively in the previous play. Omega. Forward pass for this Jude Roque throwdown.
And this is just heartbreaking for EAC. Kasi first 3 quarters and yung start ng fourth quarter, napakaganda ng nilalaro nila. But again, yung hinihingi ni Coach Gerson sa kanila na consistency, medyo nagkaroon sila ng problema dun sa dulo eh. Yung pinaka-importanteng part ng game, dun sila nagkaroon ng problema, dun sila bumitaw.
They started this third quarter ahead. Abante pa sila, 4 na puntos. But then, Letran turned the tables. And it was that lineup of Montecillo, Omega, Estrada that started everything again for the Letran Knights. And they never looked up. They outscored the AC. They've outscored them so far, 21-8. As Lucero misses both. And Letran just needs to melt the clock. Manalili pulls back. Right thing to do. Manalili. Rebound for Lucero. Deo Lucero zooms to the cup. 7-point game. EAC needs a steal.
They really need to apply pressure and force Letran to commit more turnovers.
Oh, they almost do. But there's a foul.
But again, I want to commend Letran for playing great defense. Despite the struggles offensively, despite yung ibang players struggling on offense, talagang yung defense hindi nila pinabayaan eh. Talagang hindi sila sumuko, hindi sila nawalan ng kumpiyansa, hindi bumaba yung energy nila. So you really have to commend the whole Letran squad, and special mention syempre dun sa second unit nila na nagbigay ng buhay.
Pero Renzo, I initially said EAC needs a steal. Medyo napaganda pa. Kasi mukhang natawagan ng foul si Mark Denver Omega bago pa i-inbound yung bola. So MDO fouls out. He finishes the game with 9 points. 9 points, 2 rebounds. And the EAC will have the basketball. So a chance to still make a game out of it if you're EAC.
Yes, EAC is in a much better situation na imbes na ma-steal nila, inbound sila ngayon, meron silang play for a better, they can create something na para makakuha ng magandang tira, para makahabol pa sa laro na to.
But they need a quick one again. Again, time not on their side. It's an 11 second difference between the shot and the game clock. Lucero, ganda ng depensa ng Gamad. They send it to Kinal. Kinal throws it up. Smothering defense played by Letran. Suffocating EAC and forcing them to take a heavily contested shot. 14 seconds left. $80-73. We're still in the fourth quarter with 14.4 seconds remaining. EAC had a chance to make it a two-possession game. Pero Letran was ready. They locked down defensively, forcing EAC to a contested look. And it looks like we're just waiting for the final score. Unless Letran turns it over. Oh, bagsak si Shanoda. Quick foul given up by EAC. So, wala pa sa penalty ang mga General.
And I think they have one more foul to give. Talking about the Generals. Or, yeah, one more.
Manalili to trigger this one in. And this is another foul right before the inbound. .8 seconds remaining. So, we'll head back to the monitors for this review. They called the foul. I'm looking at Brian Angeles here. Dinidikitan itong si June Roque.
Well, there was clearly a foul, but
okay, so Renzo, this is gonna be a foul, but because it happened right before the inbound, they'll grant a free throw plus the bonus possession for Letran.
yes, and yun yung yun yung rule na hindi mo pwede talaga foulin kapag hindi pa na i-inbound. I think it can't be a common foul kapag hindi pa na i-inbound yung bola.
Okay, so Roque needs to take the free throw. 12 segundo na lang ang natitira sa atin dito. Meron pang konting kulay between Angeles and Roque. June with 15 points. Talking about breakout performances. This is the breakout performance for June Roque in Season 101. A season high 15 points for Roque. And Letran will just let this one play out.
And what a way for Roque to be back for Letran. Talagang napakaganda ng timing. Kasi papunta na tayo ng playoffs. Tapos, ito pa yung time na nakabalik na rin si Roque sa 100% niya. So, this is another weapon that Letran can really use. And nakakatakot to for the rest of the teams na makakaharapan nila.
And again, if you've been watching the NCAA, especially in the past, actually any collegiate league, once we go to the playoffs, you'll need that next level. You'll need that second gear to let your team go the distance.
Oh, and Letran yung isa sa mga team na very capable of that another layer sa team nila.
Kaya nakakatakot itong Letran Knights. Again, they could still make it to the top 2 in Group B. They're not out of it just yet. So, china-challenge nila itong Benil Blazers at ang San Beda Red Lions, and San Beda is gonna be their next opponent for their final game in the elimination round.
Well, for Letran, alam naman natin kung gaano kalalim yung team na to. So, even if hindi sila umabot doon sa number 2 spot, even if wala silang twice to beat advantage in the next round, pero yung pagbalik ni June Roque sa kanila, I think kahit sinong makalaban nila,
That's true.
kayang-kaya nila eh.
You're right. At yung nasa kabilang team, kasi magko-crossover po tayo. Pagdating natin ng quarterfinals, mag-iisip. Right now, it's Perpetual and Mapua positioned at number 1 and number 2. But now, you'll really have to go for the number 1 spot.
Oh, of course. You wanna avoid Letran, of course.
Kasi baka madehado ka pagdating sa quarterfinals, although those teams are really good. Lucero. Omanda backs up, pulls the trigger, and that's all she wrote. The Knights bounce back and use a big fourth quarter to take home the win. The final score is 82-73 in favor of the Letran Knights. They get their 7th win in season 101. And the best player of the game is June Roque, scoring 15 points in the contest. What a performance. Season high for June Roque. And again, we've been mentioning this. What a day for them.